Okay, welcome back to Hanger 51. So let's get back on the wing here. So here we go. This is, you see the gray. Okay, so I put some gray and I stopped it at the black line because I didn't want gray on the white. And same on the bottom. I stopped the gray right here, and this has all been painted white with white primer. Just do a little fine sanding. We're not gonna. That's gonna be permanent. We're not gonna do anything else with that. That should be fine. We're just gonna sand it a little bit. So the first thing I'm gonna start with is I'm gonna try sanding out the. I put some clear or some white primer over this, and it's kind of gatory. So, and I'm going to change cameras just for a second. Oh, wrong. It's over here. Okay. So just to get you a close up here. All right, so you can see hard to tell. The light, I don't know why this camera is not picking up the light worth of crap, but so it's not smooth right here and here. Okay, it's got a lot of gatoring. I sprayed some primer over this to fill in. So now when I sand this, it should smooth out, and it should get pretty smooth because of the primer is going to fill in the low spots, you know, in there, and it should work out pretty good. I know you can't see that. I wish the damn I don't know why this camera will not pick up the lighting. When I do it on this camera, it's much better, but the camera's too damn far away. So, well, now we got more repair to do. So anyway, so that it's you'll see it here. It's right on this one here. Okay. All right. So let's let me do a little sanding here. We'll see how this comes out. Now I'm working on the same 220 sandpaper for now. What I can do now, since there's paint on here, is if I need to, I could wet sand this with some finer sandpaper, and we might do that. I'm just going to knock it down with this first, though, and see if I need to do any more than that. So we're just gonna see how this comes out, and this seems to be working pretty good. So I'm just trying to smooth this out. Yeah, it's not bad. It's working pretty good. So what I'm trying to achieve here, guys, is I'm trying to make this look as unrepaired as I can. As nice as I can make it, as unrepaired as I can make it. That's the trick. If I can make this look like it was never damaged, then I've achieved the goal, okay? That's what I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to make this wing look like it's not been repaired. Now, there's a whole bunch of rash on this wing. I'm not going to fix the whole wing. This is strictly, guys, I'm doing this just to show you the procedure of what you can do to fix an airplane. I'm not trying to make this wing perfect. I'm just showing you the proper way to do a repair. And I know some of you guys are making jokes. Oh, it'd been easier to buy another. Yeah, you're right. It would have been a lot easier to buy another wing. You know? But listen, it costs money to buy a wing. I think the wings for this are probably $60. Okay, that's $60. My time to me is not worth that much. I don't mind. This is part of the hobby for me. Not all of you are going to be into this, and you'll just go buy another wing, and that's fine. But this is part of the hobby for me. Hobbying, you know, is just part of the deal. And for me, the accomplishment of doing this and making it look like it's never been damaged is something for me to be proud of. I enjoy doing this work, and I enjoy being good at it. And so that's why I'm doing it. This isn't, you know, and of course I'm a cheap bastard. I'll say it. I'm frugal. I'm cheap. I am. It's got to be on sale. You know, all the jokes, guys. If you've been on my show, you know that we tease a lot about that I have. It's got to be on sale for me to buy it, and I have to buy 3 to get free shipping. um, so they're just I love the jokes. It's funny, but realistically, I am, you know, trying to save money. So if I have to spend some time to work on this to achieve, because other than that, the wing's perfectly flyable. There's nothing wrong with this wing that would prevent me from flying it. Okay, so if I can do some, you know, spend some time on it and get it fixed, I'm good with that. I like that. I think that's a great plan, and I really like it. So all I'm sanding right now is the primer and the foam, the bare foam. Trying to smooth this out as much as I can, and blend it so that it doesn't look like it's been painted. I want it to look just like, you know, bare, unmolested foam. And we're getting pretty close to that. It's smoothing out nice, and it's looking pretty good. I'm really getting pretty happy with this. This looks very nice. You know, sitting on the field, you know, just standing, unless you got down on your hands and knees to look at the wing, I think from the ground, you're standing there looking at it. I don't think you'd be able to see that that's repaired. I think it's going to look like it's unrepaired, and that was the goal. So nothing I'm doing is going to make it fly any better. We could have just put the glue in it and left it alone and left that, you know, it would have flown perfect just that way. But that wasn't the goal. The goal was to make it look good again. You know, I don't fly crappy looking airplanes. My stuff's all repaired nicely. I don't. I like my stuff to look good. I don't like to fly crappy airplanes. So if I mess one up, I'm going to fix it. I'm not going to fly it looking crappy. I only have one airplane that I fly in that condition, and that's my radio receiver battery tester plane. If I have any doubts about a piece of equipment that I'm using, I'll throw it in that airplane and go fly it. And if it passes mustard in that airplane, in other words, you know, the plane makes it back on the ground safely, then I know it's good to go. And if it doesn't, no loss. I don't care if that plane gets busted. It's a piece of crap anyway. So instead of risking a good airplane, I'll put it in there and test it. And if it passes the test, we're good to go. All right. So I actually think that because of the way I repaired it, I'm going to just break this down. That fake rib is actually a little more prominent than the other ones because it, you know, I steamed it and it raised it up. Now I can sit here and sand on the top of it and break and get it back down, you know, and I may, but right now all I care about is just smoothing it out. We're not going to worry about if it's sticking up a little more than the others. And this is when you want to use clean sandpaper, guys. You don't want to use something you've already been sanding the black with or anything. Get yourself a brand new piece of sandpaper or one that's only been used for sanding white. And so you don't, you know, force any of that other color dust into the pores of this white foam. Okay, because this is just white foam, and we want to keep it just looking like white foam. All right, that's coming out pretty good. That looks good. You probably can't tell anything from there. It just looks like, all the little ribs are there, and it looks fine. All right. So we're going to stop on that for now. That's good enough. Now let's move on to, now this is the trick here. We're going to just dust this off a little bit. So we're going to sand through the gray, and it's going to show me where the highs and lows are. So let's just do a quick, so that you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. The reason I put the white on and then the gray over it is so I could tell if there was any highs and lows and where they are. So we're gonna show you that right now. And this is why you want to use a block. It's a sanding block, like the guys said, and then, like I said, they were all absolutely right. This is the right way to do it. And when I'm going to bring this up to the camera, the good camera, and show you what we're seeing here, so you'll know what I'm talking about. Now this is finished. I don't have to do another coat of gray or white or anything. We're going to just block this smooth, and then we're going to paint it black. I'm going to glue the little vortex generators onto it, and then we're going to paint it black. But I want you to see why I did this, and so you can see how this is getting, this is definitely fixing all of the highs and lows, because it's leaving the gray behind in the low areas, and the high areas, the white is coming through. And when you have this going on, now you know it's perfectly smooth, because you've got the highs and lows all matching up now. And this thing's as smooth as a baby's butt now. I mean, this is absolutely. And I'm gonna hand sand the edges here, because I'm just feathering, but this is this is how you know you got it. This is the final sand, and this is showing you that, okay, now we've got it flat. Because, and you guys are going to say, well, yeah, but if the gray's showing, then you haven't sanded to that yet. Well, that's true, but you can tell if the edge is feathered. Okay, it's not a hard line, straight hard line. It's a feathered line, that it's smoothed out. That's the trick. You only need to concentrate on, if you've got a hard line between the two colors, that's where you need to keep working on, sanding until you get rid of that hard line, because that tells you that there's a ridge there in the paint. There's a definite level, a level difference between this and the hard line and this, and you just keep sanding it until that hard line goes away and it's all smooth. It's all feathered. As long as the edges are feathered, you're there. That's all the farther you need to go. It's done. And that's what we're going to do here. We're just going to do a gentle final sand here. And now this is going to get painted black, this area. So we don't care if we get black and white in the, because you're just gonna sand it. You're gonna paint it anyway. It's gonna get painted to black, so we don't need to worry about that. Now I have some gatoring going on over here. I'm gonna sand out. There's a little bit of foam sticking up, and you'll see that. I'm gonna bring this to the camera and you'll see it. So I want to try to get most of this out. Now this isn't part of the foam repair. This is the whole wing it's got this gatoring in it on the bottom. I'm assuming these wings were probably sitting in my car upside down, and the sun heated this up and gated it, because this is all gated all the way around. And I'm not going to try to fix that. It's the bottom of the wing, and I don't care. I'm just not going to get that critical. Yeah, that's not the, you know, again, I'm not trying to make this wing perfect. I'm demonstrating how to do foam repair. I just happen to use this wing for the canvas to show you. But I'm not trying to make this wing perfect. That was never my intention. I just decided, since it was already damaged, this would be the perfect candidate to demonstrate foam repair. So that's why I'm doing this on this wing. I've never had any intentions of trying to make this wing look perfect again. So that's not the goal here. So I'm not going to try to sand every little nook and cranny out of this. So right here, I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna show you one of the hard lines I'm talking about that I need to finish sanding this out. So here, let me bring it over here. Okay. And I'm not gonna be able to see too much on camera what I'm doing, but I'll do my best. Okay. All right. So you can see where there's white and the white. Okay, and the gray, the separation between the white and the gray. You see how that's, but this is smooth. This is as smooth as a baby's butt right here. But you can see some of the cell marks, and there's a slight line right there, but it's all been feathered. So it's perfectly smooth, even though you can physically see the difference between the gray and the white. It's perfectly smooth. Okay, now I'm going to show you where, and this is going to be hard for you to detect, but I'm going to point to it here. Okay. Let's see if I'm trying to look at the camera and show you at the same time. Oh, okay. All right. So, okay. So it's this area right here. Okay. You see this area, that really white area right there? Well, there's a kind of a hard line right there. Okay. And I can feel that. It's very, very slight. It's going to take very little sanding to finish that. But that's what we're trying to fix. You see, now that would have shown up in the black. Okay? If I sprayed the black, you would have seen this little line right here. Okay? In the black, you would have seen this line right here. Because it's a hard line. And that's what I'm trying to get rid of. So when I streak the black, you don't see any of that. So that's one area right here. On both sides, it's a little bit right there. There's a tiny little bit of the line. Man, this is hard to do. So there's a little bit of right here. I'm trying to get in the camera. Yeah, that's pretty good. So it's right here and right here. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about, a hard line. And it's hard to tell that. I mean, I know. Listen, you get better at this the more you do it. All right. So you just have to learn what you're looking for. You know what. To be able to detect where the highs and lows are that you need to worry about, and the ones that you don't, are good. You don't have to worry about. So we're just going to keep sanding with the block until I've got all these hard lines gone. If everything's got a nice feather to it, we're good. That's what you want. You want to just get it to the feathering, and that's all the farther you need to go. And it'll be a perfect repair after you get it feathered. So I just have to get this little bit right there, and then I think a little bit of this over here needs a little more. So we're just going to keep working this, and I'll bring it over and show you too at the end here in a second. And at this point too, guys, if you think you're working the whole thing too much, you can stop. It's okay. you can stop and then just take a little piece of sandpaper and just work that one little spot. You know, because we're so close to being there. Just, you know, you just touch up that little spot until that, see that one little, that's gonna, I know that's gonna show up in the black. I should leave it there so you can see it. You know what, I think I will. I'm gonna leave that in there. It's not gonna be very noticeable. We're gonna have to really look. I'll have to get the camera really close to show you, but I'm just gonna leave that one little, like a, looks like a fish, little tail and a head there. It's just barely not right. And I'm gonna leave it there so we can see it through the paint. Like I said, I'm not trying to make this perfect. This is all just to teach you guys, you know, how you can fix these airplanes. So that's what this is all about. It's not about making this wing perfect, because there's a lot of hanger rash on this plane I'm not going to fix. But since I had that one spot that looked so bad and I wanted to touch that up anyway. Now we've got another area right here. Same thing. This has got a hard edge here. We got to sand this out. Got a lot of white coming through here, so we got to sand this out. That's definitely a hard edge right there. Whoops. All right, so I'm going to stop the camera here for a minute, and I'll show you the end result. So let me just, because we don't need to sit here watching me sand this for another hour. So just hang tight here. We'll get right back to this.